Okay. All right. So start with our valuation, discussion. We were discussing of different, companies and their valuations and all. So we'll discuss that. All right. So to continue that, same discussion, I would like to cover a few other, ratios or other discussion also, so that you can at least relate how actually means perform the evaluation of a stocks or companies, all right, while picking right stocks from a investment perspective. All right, so if we talk about let's say any investments, as investors, always we expect, let's say if we invest 10,000, let's assume at 10,000 rupees you have decided to invest, but what about payback? It means return period. Of course you would expect speedy payback on your investments. For example, let's say you have decided to invest this amount in XYZ investment instrument, let's say ABC investment instrument, right? And ABC instrument is offering 1000 rupees cash flow. So cash flow, it can be your let's say coupon or interest payment. All right. So now if you compare this 1000 with your 10,000 is your total investments, right? And if we divide with your cash flow, so basically it will take 10 years to get the entire this 10,000 amount which is back to you, right? So now how we can apply this payback period measurement, or let's say metrics, in your investment journey. Let's say there are two different investments. If you invest in ABC, it will take 10 years to get the money back in your pocket, entire money. Let's say there is one more other investment which is ACP Corp. If you invest same amount, which is 10,000, so that same investment is means APC Corp is offering cash flow, or which is you can say coupon, yearly coupon payment, which is 2,000 for per year, right? In this case, if you compute the PBP, payback period, 10,000 divided by 2,000, all right. So here in this case, duration would be 5 years. Now if I ask questions, which investment that you would pick up for an investment purpose, of course your answer would be this one. Why? Because you will get your money back within a very short time span. All right, you will get your money back within a very short time span. So same logic, you can apply it in terms of whenever you take any investment decisions, because payback also helps us to recover the investment or invested amounts early. Here two important aspects that you can see. One is once you get the immediate, let's say return on investment, so same amount you can reinvest in different financial instruments. So once you reinvest that same amount, so you can again generate more and more returns. So basically you can compound your return on investments. But let's say in case of this one, it takes 10 years, so it means definitely you would see here in this case your profitability will affect. And that's the reason while selecting any financial instruments, we always calculate PBP also, means payback period, which is we compare eventually, means how we can, means how immediately or how soon we'll get the money back or return from that particular investments. All right. Apart from this, sometime, so let's say big investors, not means small investors, we don't check, basically we check the exit multiple. exit multiple. So exit multiple, it means let's say your invested amount is 1000 and exit amount so return you can treat as a cash flow. Interest payment you can treat as a cash flow on investment. So that cash flow will treat as a return on investments and will compare with the invested amount. Exit amount. So now here if you see exit amount, let's say 3000. All right. Sorry, 3000. So it means you have invested 1000 and your current value of investments which is at 3000. So if you calculate exit multiple, $10,000 3,000 divided by 1,000. So basically you can compare your return or whatever proceed that you have received, you can compare that with invested amount. So here basically in this context your money got multiplied by 3x. So see, if I talk about big investor like Elon Musk, they don't calculate in such a way exactly means I invested 1000, I got 3000. No, not like that. They always calculate money in x, 1x, 2x, 3x, 10x, 100x, 200x, 1000x in that. Alright, so money got multiplied by 3 times. So you have invested 1000, so same investment amount or current value of your investment which is at 3000. So it means your money got multiplied by 3x. So this is how we calculate exit multiple also during your investment process. Alright, there could be many more even ratios. So that I'm sure you have, I believe, already scheduled session with another trainer also. So that trainer will walk you through some practical calculations in Excel with the dummy data. All right, but I'll just clarify doubts around it and also discuss that rules so that you can at least relate when you will have session with that trainer on calculations part. All right, so now let's I would like to go to the examples. So we'll see that how we can read the financial statements of different companies and all. So let's take the example of Wipro. Financial statement. Evaluation. There was one app I prefer to use that app every time. Investment. Let me log into the money control. I have access. Let's see. All right. So, if we talk about, let's say, Wipro, so how we can evaluate certain things to see. Wipro announced Wipro, this one. What happened to this? Mm. All right. Okay. See, when you perform analysis of any stock, see, there are ways, guys. In terms of valuation, there are ways. So one way, if we talk about valuation ways or analysis ways, I would say, instead of valuations, because to compute valuation or to know some certain facts, we should go through or understand the technical analysis as well as fundamental analysis. So under fundamental analysis, all that ratios come into picture. Management, right? Your industry growth, sector, economy, that all come into picture. Then big factors, it could be international affairs, so how you can relate all of these factors. So let's talk about India to understand this in better way, right? So in India we have parliamentary election, right? And if you see stock market condition now, which is trading at Nifty trading at 23,000, which is all time high. See this. Your question would be like, so why now in this volatility or the government formation process would be there, and we don't know which government would be in power, and then why in this situation why this government why the stock market is means again trading at all time high, right? So ideally if you see the indices, it should be volatile or maybe it should not reach to the high. But if you see due to the politics, polls, ongoing voting campaigns, and the maybe see what I'm predicting, like if NDA government continues their another term, maybe that they can focus on public enterprises, infrastructure, renewable sector. Now why or how you are so sure? Because they have delivered what they have committed, they have delivered it. And same, see, as an investor, we are not politician, we are investor. If you see this commitment, they have delivered that committed return, and same way I would expect more in future as well. All right. So maybe that they can push public enterprises to do business or generate some profit, so that government can utilize that profit for different purposes. All right. Hold on, guys. Just a minute.
Classes कधी वगैरे काय चालते? चालू आहे. ओके.
10:30 वाजता सेशन.
नाही आम्हाला माहिती आहे.
मला नंबर देऊन जा, कॉल करायला सांग. तुम्हाला कॉल येईल, मला नंबर देऊन जा.
आता फ्री कधी असणार?
आज नाही सर, उद्याच मॉर्निंगलाच.
उद्या मॉर्निंगला किती
सर
असणार?
म्हणजे 9ला कधी कॉल करतो सर? 9ला आलं तरी चालेल.
9ला चालेल ना? 9लाच येतो.
ये डायरेक्ट
तेच मी.
ये.
इंग्लिशचं ग्रामर वगैरे
हो, सगळं.
सगळंच.
All right. So if I talk about government policies, see, as an investor, always we look, some fundamental factors, and on the basis of that, we can take the, investment decisions. And as I said, this government is focusing on, certain, things, and same investor also expecting. So maybe that in coming time, you would see public enterprises or renewable or maybe infra, stocks can, go to the higher and higher levels. 2 to 3 weeks back, if you go and check, so I'll show you the data as well. I had suggested this stock, HAL. I'm sure you would have heard about it. HAL, which is Indian Government in Enterprise. See, which is at 5,000 level. So let's look at the data to see why this, stocks reach at this and how this, reached at this level. See this. Let's see the week wise data. 1 week ago, this stock, which was trading at 3,600, right, at this price I had entered in this particular stocks 385, at this point. Here I had entered, means I had bought that particular stocks at 3,800, and now if you see, highest price, means in 1 week only, almost 1,400 rupees appreciation for per share. You see the game. There are many more, right? This is just a one example, and this comes under, guys, fundamental factors, because this stocks result, if you see, go back and check the results. We have seen improvement in revenue. We have seen big jump in, the order bookings, because this HAL is one of the, largest enterprise where they offer end-to-end support to the defense, sector. Means in terms of any, weapon building or helipads building or any kind of weapon building, they contribute. So it means your armed forces or, all entire armed forces, they assign contracts to this HAL company, and HAL company, ensure the delivery and everything, and see the result. Still, the experts, they are predicting this stocks can reach to the 5,700 level, but on the basis of what? Right? On the basis of what? If you see, we have seen, as I said, revenue, net profit, and operating margin. Because your share prices, guys, always try to, be in a sync with, means market always try to be in sync with your balance sheets or whatever the business that, let's say, means performing and all. So we have seen improvement in revenue, we have seen improvement in profit, we have seen improvement in operating margin. All right, these are the basically indicators. How you can, means, understand this one. So let's say you have a data with you. So let me see, where is that quickly. Still, which is at a very bullish level. I am not. Let we'll check it here, because a few platforms, they don't provide information, so it's very difficult to see. Hindustan Aeronautics. financial result. Both are different stock exchanges, Ishank. NSE means National Stock Exchange and BSE means Bombay Stock Exchange. Basically, both are different platforms, but you can buy and sell the securities on any of the platform. It's just a platform. I don't know why. Yeah, we have here profit before tax, but let me see if, oops, if we can download zip file or any other file. See this is the financial result. See, it's not like that you can do the trades in any of the stock exchange, but both are different in the marketplaces, right? So you can execute trades on any of the platforms. See guys, revenue first. If you see quarter ended or year ended revenue that you have, revenue from operations, right? So you can see big jump in revenue. So all in lakhs, 26,000 lakhs, so which is in lakhs. So you can go and check the profits and everything. Net profit also we have seen increment in profit. If you compare 31st March with 31st March 24, you can see the jump in revenue, net profit also. See this was for a previous year and this reported in this particular year. Then earning per shares also, if you see earning per shares also which has been improved. See this earning per shares almost 133. So it means this company is making good profit, and that's the reason we have seen big jump in the share price. So same stock which is trading at very higher side in the market. The same stock price which was at 600 1 year ago, max to max, if you see price which was at 300 something. I also missed this opportunity because I was aware about this company, but initially it was in different discussion. So I thought like just ignore it. Why should we invest? But if you see from 400 to almost 5,000, see the jump in profit or even the share price as well. So this one is basically HAL, we can say offered almost your money multiplied. If you would have invested at even 500 level, see if you compare 500 to 5,000 level, it goes around 10x return. Alright, it goes around 10x return. So it means almost your money, if you would have, let's say 5,000 in this particular stocks, right, 5,000 to, if you compare that with means almost 10 shares with this, your total return would be at around 50,000. Are you getting my point? But why this stock price only increasing day by day? The reason is, as I said, this company HAL is, if you go and check the review, HAL order booking. So continuously they are winning orders. They have received order of 84,000 crore, another order 50,000 crore in pipeline. So if you just compare these two orders, amount goes around 1,30,000 crore or even more than that, alright, 1,30,000 crore. So just imagine how much amount or orders booking that they have. So basically they don't need to spend any money on marketings and all. So it's a renowned brands in this particular industry, defense industry basically. But another factor, if you ask me, sir, why this defense sector is in demand, if you talk about fundamental factors, then why this suddenly sector got in limelight? See, if you see global Q, as I already told, few things which are happening in a very different way. Russia and Ukraine in a war, if you see. Then another one is India is also expecting, if BJP government win this election, you definitely see the war way ahead with Pakistan for Jammu and Kashmir. It's evident we can't do anything. All right. Then same, I'm expecting another war in Europe as well. Then same you can relate with China and Taiwan. Right. So these are the possibilities. Considering all of that possibilities, every country is spending more and more amount on this defense sector or their companies, technology, invention, because everyone is looking for how they can strengthen their technology so that they can protect their country as well as they can also fight with neighborings or enemies if required. And this is why this particular defense stocks now which are seems lucrative. The another part, if we talk about renewable part, see, entire Europe is facing energy crisis. Same we have seen even in US as well. US was also facing some shortage of electricity and all. And that's when the world's top G20 companies, they took an initiative. Even the PM, Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi also that declared one nation, one sun, one world something, the concept if you see. So it means it was a clear indication of that. So world's top companies, they'll focus on clean energy or renewable energy. And if you see now, the most of the renewable stocks, go and check the data for let's say Tata Power. So how stocks in a market, when there is something announced in market, then how that stock react in market, you can relate that. Let's talk about Tata Power. See, which is at 400 and 440, but if I see the price of same Tata Power, right, see, which was at 29 in 2020, March 2020 price which was at 29 rupees. But what means suddenly happened in last 4 years, price reached to the from 29 to 400. Means what drove to this particular stock? What are the key drivers which has been affected? Of course, revenue impacted, no doubt. You can see the improvement in revenue. 3 years CAGR, 24% revenue growth, you can see. Also, company registered 48% growth in net profit or operating profit. But again, all this, the business and order books that they have received because of government initiative. Correct. EV market also need electricity. Are you getting this point? So there are a number of factors. And that's when your investment analysis come into picture. And there are many more companies. Let's talk about Vari Technology. I'll give you ample amount of examples on here only so that you can relate how, even take the example of the Suzlon as well. But I'm not a big fan of Suzlon anyways. Vari Renewable Technology. This company is also into your basically renewable segment. See the data, the stock which is at buying level, you can look for a buy on Monday anyways if you get, but try to accumulate through small quantities. See, in 2023, December 23, stock price which was at 300. Again, if I just check the monthly data, stock price which was at 16 rupees in year of 2020. Same stock price if I check in 2023 which was at only 63 rupees. But highest price, market price we have seen 3000. Just imagine from 40 rupees or 30 rupees to directly 3000. See the jump, guys. But why this jump we have seen? See the revenue. 285 means 200% revenue growth. 209 almost to 100% operating profit growth. And that's the reason share price got appreciated in the market. So are you getting this? See, the reason is why I'm giving you all of these examples. If any companies, let's say stock price is, let's say, increasing in market, so it means that particular stocks or company basically performing well. But why that particular company is performing well? The reason is the actually government initiative which has been impacted a lot on renewable sector companies. Same if I talk about Adani. This particular stock was in controversies and all. So if you are a common man, you would always prefer gossip, but if you are an investor, always you will try to take the opportunity and multiply your money. Let's talk about Adani Power. Recently, one of the private equity fund multiplied their wealth by 120%. Stock price which is at 700. See the data. See, in 2021 stock price which was at 44 rupees. On 1st December 2021 price which was at 104. When the Hindenburg report came into picture, again this particular stocks corrected and reached to the 139. And actually that was an opportunity where most of the big investors, except common people, see, when we talk about common people, it means there are two categories. One who support to the Congress, another who support to the BJP. If you support to the BJP, then maybe you would have invested. If you support to the Congress, maybe you would have not invested. Why? Because your political parties or leaders, they are saying, okay, here is a fraud, something happened, this happened and that happened. But if you are, let's say, not from Congress, you are BJP, and let's say you are investor, you would have taken this opportunity. See, again, here also if I consider from this level 144 to 700, see the return, guys, and see the duration also. Feb 2023 to, even if I, let's say, compare with May, in last 13 months price got multiplied by means almost 5x. So it means 500% return. If you would have invested 1 lakh in this particular stocks, so by today your money would have multiplied, means from 1 lakh to 5 lakhs at least minimum. This is what the fundamental factors also affects. So here my point is the government policies matter a lot. When we say fundamental factors, so always we select companies. First we select economy. First we select economy, then industry, then company, and here you can say two factors come into picture. One is technical and another one is your fundamental analysis. Means since last two sessions we are spending most of the time on fundamentals. So fundamental includes your price to book, price to earning, book value, face value, market value or market capitalization, price to earning, how companies making profit, current assets, current liabilities, current payable, current receivable, right? Cash flow. Cash flow is nothing but how much liquid cash which is available in company's bank account, so that you can check through cash flow statements. So but basically all of this information comes under your fundamental analysis. And on the basis of, let's say, fundamentals, you can actually take, decisions. But apart from fundamental analysis, we also check the technical indicators as well. So I'm not going to give you in detail, insight of technical indicators, but I'll just give you basic, so that how means, let's say you have decided to, invest in Indian economy, selected, let's say, Indian economy, right? Then also you have selected renewable sector, and company you have decided to invest, which is, let's say, Tata Power. Right? So here you can perform fundamental analysis and technical analysis before taking any investment decisions. So you can compare Tata Power with Adani Power, and if you compare these two stocks, to see how or which one would be the better one. So we'll open that on trendliness. Right. Now the stock is Tata Power. If you want safe investment, always you can pick, Tata companies. Duplicate tab with Adani Power. Yes. See, valuation and everything, it seems, lucrative for Adani Power. Same if I compare with this particular stocks, again the valuation score, which seems little poor, but the other factors, scores and everything, which seems, in line. But this stock performing well, this Tata Power. Same also you can see this stock as well, Adani stock is also performing well. Let's see the other, things. Let's now focus on financials, profit and loss. Revenue, which is at 10,000. Tata Power revenue, if I see one by one, if you see, see this factors. Operating revenue 61,000, operating revenue 50,000. So it means you can compare these two companies basically. Net profit 20,000 crore something, and this net profit which is at 30,000, but I don't think so. That one is we'll check the consolidated. Revenue which is at 30,000 crore, revenue which is at 16,000 crore. But now let's talk about profit. So I don't want quarterly profit. Why it is giving quarterly, I don't know. The quarterly profit which is 800 crore something, the Tata Power posted. Same if I talk about this, the quarterly net profit Adani Power posted around 27 in a 100 crore. But the growth which we have is negative growth, almost 47% negative growth. So now let's compare the other factors one by one. Let's only compare March 24. So it means you can compare only that in a year. So you don't need to compare all other years. You can only compare this one. Operating profit, which is at 13,000 operating, which is revenue, you can say revenue, which is at revenue. It means, guys, see, if you buy and sell any services or products, whatever revenue that you would generate. Let's say if I talk about IntelliPat, let's say IntelliPat sold this investment banking certification course to 1,000 students. So thousands into 1 lakh, you can just multiply, that becomes your revenue. So out of that revenue, maybe we can deduct expenses, income, technology, promotion, marketing, all other expenses. So once you debit all other expenses, so net there would be something, let's say only 1 lakh which is left after deduction of all the expenses and all. So that means 1 lakh becomes your profit. But other whatever amount would be, so that will treat as a revenue from operations. So here if you see revenue which is at 13,000 and other expenses almost 8,000 crore, operating profit which comes at 5,000 crore something. There is an improvement in basically operating margin. Depreciation also they have charged. Interest also they are paying to the maybe bond holders or loan holders. Profit before tax 3,500 crore. Tax they have paid to the government, which is 800, and net profit which comes at 27,000. Earning per shares which is at 6.5. This is what the data says. So now same if I compare with Tata Power. Total revenue 16,000 crore. Expenses 13,000. But why expenses so much high? You will have to figure it out again. Operating profit 2,300 crore. Operating profit margin increased, but if you compare with the other quarters, there is no such improvement as such, because in 2023, in December 2023, the profit was up by 16%. In September 19, again June 23, 19%. But here in the March 24 quarter, you can see which is only 14%, right? Depreciation almost, which is equal, looks like they are charged 900 or 800 something, and here they have reported 1,000. Interest, profit again. So here profit which is affected. Revenue which is at a similar line, but if you just compare the profit which is at only 1,200, tax and net profit if you see which is 800 crore. And that's the reason, guys, if you see why Adani price which is means going up in market, if you see continuously increasing in market, because both stock price 1 year back or 2 year back, if you go back and check their charts, both stock price which was at similar level 50-60 rupees something around, but one stock price which is reached to the 700 and another stock price which is reached to the only 400 level. Why? Because of this profit. How much profit that you have posted, that matter a lot. If you are not posting profit, if you are just generating revenue from operations, see, you would see businesses are investing 1 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs crores in the business, but what about profit? That they are not able to generate profit from the business. That doesn't make any sense. Then their business structure is pathetic. It means very pathetic. Even if you compare with Vada Pav, let's say one Vada Pav center who is investing, let's say 1 lakhs per month and making, let's say 5 lakhs or 4 lakhs profit out of it, still I would prefer to invest in that Vada Pav center. Why? Because immediately I'll get my money back, and this guy is, let's say, making decent profit for all of us. Instead of investing crores of rupees in business without assurance of profits and all, I'll not do this. And this is what, if any company is claiming that, look, we are generating more revenue, but do you have any plan to, let's say, generate some profit out of it? And why they won't be able to, let's say they are generating 1 lakh crore revenue from the operations, but why they are not able to make the profit? See, here is the catch. They are generating revenue, but what about expenses? Expenses, it could be salaries, technology, or new purchase, development, etc., etc. That's very important. All right. And that effect also you can see in share price. Dividend is also distributed before the tax. Here company can distribute the dividend. If company distribute dividend, let's say after the tax, there are two things, guys. If company distribute dividend to the shareholders, basically that shareholder treat as an income which they have received from the company. But anyways, that shareholder will apply, shareholder will pay the dividend tax on dividend basically. And that's what, if you see, if company is also paying taxes on dividend, shareholder is also paying taxes on dividend. So you would see which is dual taxation and which is not allowed, and that's the reason companies, they directly post the gross dividend to the shareholders, and they only pay net taxes. Means a company pay taxes to the government on net profit after the deduction or distribution of profit to the shareholders. And then shareholder, they can file their taxes, because dividend is again taxable. Alright, so this is how we check the metrics also. Metrics means you can check the metrics of the business, how the business is growing. But see, both the companies now, I would say, if you ask me, means what's your view on this? See, both the companies, they are doing really well, and both the companies, they are like market leader. The Tata, which you can always, invest for safe investments, and they always means they'll give you, safety and security to investments. In terms of Adani, see, their business model is sound. They have captured almost, across globe, because Tata Power is supplying energy to the Europe, India, and all other countries. So they have a strong global presence. You can invest, you can take a risk. But if any company is, posting higher number of profits, so it means you would see almost volatility as well in that way. Volatility, it means risk basically. You would see higher risk as well. What if for any given particular period suddenly the revenue drops by 20%, 30%, 6%, and that definitely it will affect on share price, and it will also again in a bad way. I'll give you a recent example how this affect. If I select for bail, because I made a profit of around 15,000 in bail. But still it looks lucrative. It seems like paid feature, but anyways. Share price which is at see the chart. See, I had purchased the stocks which at this level 282. I was holding the stocks from 282, and I have sold somewhere here. And if you see, when the stocks reach to the 322 level, so it means at that time this stocks result means that company announced the result, and when they announced the result, there was decreased in the total revenue, and that's when this particular stocks directly opened at this price 295, from 320 to 290. But now again I have, due to the positive market sentiments, so this might touch to the 340. So I'll still think about it, how means if I can take in a short trade and sell it out at this level, or maybe even 320 also. Immediate target would be 320. I was expecting downside at this level, but again, due to these market sentiments and all, the level which seems like sustained, and you can again look for a short term buy with bail. But most of the even brokers, they have given sell rating, but if the market sentiments are positive, you would see divergence in the market. It means the bear and bull competition. Bear, it means people who always believe that market will crash, and bull, it means always they'll think positive that market will go up. I'm a bull, so I always means, of course, I'm a very positive on stock market, and I prefer to enter in stock market and buy that stock and hold it. All right. But see, guys, government enterprises in coming time, you would see they'll be in limelight if this government continues. Otherwise, what happened, I'll tell you. If any government come into picture, it will take time for them to form the government, take the charge of ministry, right? Meanwhile, the budgets and expenditure or all that funding, it will be impacted, and that's when you would see the downfall in the market as well. But if this government continues, then they know it, where to spend, how to spend, and they're very specific about it, and then you would see suddenly boom in the market. All right. So this was all about your public enterprises. Let me tell you dark secrets about the market. Even if you perform, let's say, technical analysis, even if you perform any fundamental analysis of any stocks, sometime it will not work at all. Why? The reason is economy and industry, because we can't control it. Even the management style of any company, we can't control it. Let's say CEO suddenly got changed. If I talk about Google, right, Sundar Pichai did everything for Google, and now that person which is in controversy, because the management and investor, they are not liking him now. Why? Because that Gemini bot, which is not working well if you compare with the other bots. And criticism started then. They might fire Sundar Pichai. If that happened, and if someone take in charge, you might see some downfall in the stock prices of Google. Same if we talk about Facebook. Suddenly the data came out that most of the users accounts are inactive, and then we have seen almost 40 to 50% suddenly decrease in the stock price. Means Facebook stock price. But again, due to the AI, that stock is booming or achieved another level. So there are a number of stories. Basically, my point here is few factors always would be there which we cannot control. Simple. That is not in your scope to do something. Even if you check fundamentals and everything, there would be different stories. If you start finding stocks or articles or details, then you can relate. So I would suggest go and check in the market, select the industry, and then start searching good stocks which you can invest. If you are looking for invest, and if you are not a, let's say, investor, or even if you are not let's say, trader, then that's fine. For a knowledge purpose, you can select economy, you can select industry, you can also select XYZ companies, and you can compare two companies. Let's say if your decision says I want to invest in Tata, so why don't you pick up any other company from the same business line and decide why you want to only invest in Tata, why not in any other companies. So just perform that analysis. Once you perform that analysis, then you can relate. Okay, so it means I want to do, let's say, invest in this company because of that reason, because of this reason. So this is how you can basically relate. All right. And if you don't select any company, industry, or let's say company, and if you suddenly, let's say, pick up See guys, governments basically work for economy, and when government works for economy is not only IT companies. Economy includes agriculture, education, banking services, financial services, NBFCs, hedge funds, private equities, mutual funds, pension funds. There could be a number of organizations or industries if we talk about economy. And same if we talk about economy, as I said, directly if you see their, the government's manifesto and all, they have directly, clearly given direction. They're going to focus on public infrastructure or public companies, renewable companies. And you can directly then pick that industry because, as I said, even if you check the fundamentals, but what if the market size or industry size is very low? Now the question would be like, so how we can calculate industry size? Let's say there are 10 companies, and every company revenue size which is at average that I'm talking about 100. Your total industry size would be 1000, maybe 1000 crore or 10,000 crore. So number of companies and their revenue size. So equal to your total industry size in numbers. Same if I talk about, let's say, on the basis of customer base, if you want to target, let's say if I talk about investment banking, that investment banker training industry, assume the total global investment banker count is 2 lakhs, and we are assuming that the average ticket size of investment banking course would be this one. So you just calculated the value. So this is the actual size of the investment banking industry. Now here the point is, if the industry size is small, then how businesses will grow? Just imagine. Let's take another example to understand this in a better way. Let's talk about TCS. TCS current market value which is at 4,000, assume it. And as per 4,000, market valuation which is at 14 lakhs crore, or let's say 10 lakhs crore. If TCS stock price reached to the 8,000, let's say current market price, then TCS total valuation would be at 20 lakhs crore. Correct? 20 lakhs crore. Now you tell me, do you really think that directly their market capitalization it will multiply like this in 1 year or 2 year or 3 year? Just imagine. I'm sure no, it will take time. Why? Let's talk about IT industry size. Let's say maybe IT industry size which is at 50 lakhs crore. Total industry size which is at 50 lakhs crore, and this particular TCS is alone contributing around 20 to 30% or 40%. If TCS multiplies their value by almost means double, 100%, then they'll capture almost means double the market. Then what about their competitor? What about their competitor? I don't think so. All right. I'm getting call from coordinators. Just a minute. Hello. Hey, hi. ओके आई वाज बट वहाँ पे चार्ट पे तो आपने लिखा है कि वो 9 to 11 लिखा है.
कहाँ पे?
वहीं पे देखो व्हाट्सएप पे आपके 9 PM to 11 PM करके.
नहीं 8 मैंने आपको मेल किया था ना.
इस पे चार्ट पे दिख रहा है 7 PM to 9 PM.
एक सेकेंड 7 to 8 PM लिंक मैंने लिखा हुआ है देखो 7 to 8 PM लिंक वो है
7 मुझे दिख रहा है 7 PM to 9 PM and 9 PM to 11 PM ऐसे दिख रहा है. ठीक है, एनीवेज आई विल जॉइन देयर.
नहीं आप मेल चेक करो, मेल पे मैंने और रीसेंट चैट पे भी मैंने 7 to 8 लिखा हुआ शायद, तो अब दूसरा चैट ओपन कर रहा हूँ.
ठीक है, देखते हैं.
ये देखो आप मेल चेक करो, मेल पे 8 PM की लिंक है, 8 PM ऑनवर्ड्स की वाले सेशन ज्वाइन करो. ये देखो 7 to 8 PM.
So now which one I should join, that 9 PM wala? This one. Hey, hi guys. Unfortunately, I'll have to join another session because this session was scheduled only for 1 hour. All right. So we will have a session, means same discussion with another trainer with the examples and all. So maybe that he can walk you through with the balance sheets or statements and all. If not, you can just request coordinator to schedule. Maybe then I'll schedule another sessions to walk you through with balance sheets, P&L and cash flow statements. We can prepare a dummy statement from the scratch so that you can compare and understand it. All right, just connect with coordinator for the same. All right, because the people, they're waiting in another batch, so I'll join that session.